thinking. We're live. Okay, perfect. We are live and teamed upward. I have Jess Buhler here. I'm so excited. So excited. Amy, do you want to text the group? Yes? That we're on? Okay, perfect. Okay, I know a bunch of people are hopping on and a bunch of people were at the event on Saturday. There is so much going on, you guys, and it is so much goodness. I have been in LifeVantage for 6.5 years. How long have you been in LifeVantage?
I'm like
7. I've been in LifeVantage for 7 years. And you guys, it's like everything is all new. Like it's time. It's time for this company. Like, oh my goodness, it makes me giddy excited. So, if you have not registered for July 20th, make sure you register. Like, it's completely free, so it doesn't cost any money. And there are some huge announcements coming on the 20th. So you do not want to miss that. And it will be a bit before they probably get that live out to everybody, that recording out to everybody. So you'll want to run with the information that they're going to share on that. Also, Kansas City is October 11th and 12th. I know a lot of people have their rooms booked, but be communicating with people like, hey, I'm looking for roommates, whatever. We should have like almost our entire team there because we live so stinking close to Kansas City. And there is an amazing new product launch happening at that event. So, oh, it's going to be amazing. Like, amazing. And we might get to hear Jess's take on what it's going to do for people's businesses here in a minute. But who was at the event on Saturday? Oh, I want to shout out Jennifer Kotzer. That woman showed up on Saturday. She drove from her house in stinking Winterset, and the event was over, and she didn't even tell us she was there. And she's like, but you know what? Everyone was still there talking. I showed up. I did what I said I was going to do. You guys, that is leadership. Like doing what you say you're going to do.
Hi.
Somewhere? Oh, I don't know who has control. Do you have control? I thought I was the host, but I can't mute. Okay. Anyways, like seriously, that is the definition of leadership. And I know like life is crazy and July can be insane, but like that 30% off deal that happened in June, that Sean and Michelle were very clear, like just trust us, there are good things happening. Like there was an EC2 rank advancement. There was an EC1 rank, two EC1 rank advancements. There was MC3s. I mean, like just massive amounts of stuff going on. There is stuff happening in July. So just don't take your foot off the gas. It's going to be so huge and so important. And Jess got me all fired up today. Just like what this is going to do to people's businesses if people are willing to put in the work. So yes, Amy said details are coming for July 20th. Make sure you're registered for October 11th and 12th. Yeah, so anyways, I wanted a few people that were at the event on Saturday to kind of share their biggest takeaways because we did things really different. And Kristen and I changed things up at like literally 11:30 at night, Friday night. And we were just sitting there talking and she's like, I would just like you to know, like I haven't done a PowerPoint in forever. And I was like, okay, tell me what you do. And what she does is beautiful and amazing and powerful. And she has 100% success rate in signing up customers and consultants into her business. And she just moved a year ago and took like the first 8 months to acclimate to where she was not sharing LifeVantage with people in her new area. Her team was very happy and stable, and she was collecting, a good 5-figure a month check every month from LifeVantage, but that's the beauty of this business. Like you can build it, and then when life happens, you can do those things. Like it's such a gift. But she decided a couple months ago, like, hey, I'm going to start building here in Roseville, Rosemont, Rose something. And she signed up 6 consultants in a month. She just decided that's what I'm going to do. So I just was asking her, like, what is it you do? Why is this so, like, what is so uber successful for you? And she goes, I do not talk at people, I talk to people. And I loved it. Like, she does not just stand in front of a room and not interact with the people that are there. Like, every single person in that room on Saturday, she knew their story, she knew their pain, she knew what they were dealing with health wise, like every single person. And it was so beautiful to watch all of that. So I want Lori to share. I'm going to start with Jen because if I lose track of the order on my screen, it's going to be a problem. So, Jen, what was your biggest takeaway on Saturday?
Well, only a few of us will do this, but don't put your foot in your mouth.
That was hilarious. That was my favorite.
But okay, so I hope somebody else talks more about what Kristen does. You did a really good job, Jalen. Hi, Dr. Jess. How are you? It's good to see you. It was just really good to have a change. And so, but what I would like to say is, has to do with the power of team, and that is Katisha. She's a consultant of mine, and she's on our team. She's an overnight RN nurse, and so she had just come off an overnight shift and didn't even stop to go home. She just came right to the meeting and pushed through that meeting on 0 sleep. So that like makes my heart dance because she did something like that. And then Sarah, another consultant, she's amazing too. She drove all the way from Illinois, got up at 5:30 in the morning and decided to come and join us and surprise us and just be present with us. And so to me, those 2 stories just really stand out. And I know other people have traveled, like Bethany, I remember traveling for things like this, but it really just, it speaks volumes to me in that it doesn't matter where you are in LifeVantage, like what your level is, what your rank is. I just want everybody listening to this call to know that you matter to this team and you are a huge asset to this team and you are valued here. So for me, I learned from you. I learned from people who are willing to go the extra mile and to just like Dr. Jennifer, she came and said she was going to come. Like those are things that all of us need to see and be reminded of. And so just whenever you're feeling doubt or you're feeling like things aren't going well or you're at a plateau, get involved with the team because the rest of us, we need you here. You are valuable and you are an asset to this not only our local team, but to the company as well. So I just want to shout out those 2 individuals for sure.
I love it. I love it. Lori. Sorry, not cop. Lori Steinman was there. Do you want to share?
I guess the thing that really stood out to me, like you said, was she didn't put any science out there. It was all story. And it's what I think really helps to relate to other people, to see what can help them. And I think, I mean, it just gets real personal and rare and real when someone gets up there and shares their whole heart and their story. And I think to know your own story and to understand your own story and to share it with others, I think is real important. I come from obviously medical background, and so the science was always so much more important to me than anything. And I kind of forget that patients like to hear that you're a real person and that you do have a story to tell. And by having those meetings, that's the only way you can really relay your story to other people. The other thing that stood out is the validation that you're not alone in this business, that you do have a whole big ass team behind you. And so that is really important. Um, and the other thing that she talked about was, get out of your head or you're dead. I have a huge problem with that. And so I know that is one of the things I really need to work on. And so I thought it was good.
Good. I love it. Like it was, I mean, would you guys agree it was very different than what we've been doing?
Yeah.
But so beautiful. Okay, was anybody else, Amy and Grant, what were your takeaways?
Sarah Odell was there too. And
Yes. And Sarah Pessman, but she said she wasn't able to get on, but maybe she can share. I don't know. Sarah Odell, do you have anything you want to add? Your biggest takeaway? You have a lot of duplicate names. I don't know if she.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out my camera. Amy, why are you calling me out like that?
I love it.
I think you showed up and you had some unexpected good moments.
Yes, absolutely. So, my camera and why I can't find there it is. Hello.
Hi.
I'll get it together one day. Yes, that was my second event, right, Amy? And wow, I mean, I did not get an opportunity to talk to very many people, but I did spend some time chatting with Katisha and kind of getting to know her. And she really inspired me, which, gave me a lot of heart and just reminded me that, the good that you do in this world is people see it. And she really filled my heart that day. And if I didn't, take away anything, which I did from, our guest speaker, I took that away. And I think it was wonderful for me to get in front of people and the face to face and really be able to have a conversation and share, what you're going through and how you're, battling the nose and how, other people are dealing with the same thing. And I think that was wonderful. But I thought that, everybody's testimony was so great and just so heartfelt. I was fighting back tears the whole time. So, so I just really loved hearing everybody's story and, how, we're changing lives and, just got to keep knocking on the door and just knocking on their door and keep going after it. So yeah, there's my takeaway.
I love it. Oh my goodness. So I know that everybody was there felt Kristen's energy. And I was telling Jess when we were at Adventureland today, I'm like, it's like she's been here for 6 years, but has the energy and conviction and passion of a newbie. Like that is, I think, what is just so incredibly beautiful is like, if somebody tells her no, she doesn't take it as no. She just, pats them and says, you're going to be on my team someday. Love you. Bye. Like, I mean, she just knows. And Jen's laughing because she pulls the curtain, like, bye, love you, bye. But also the fact that, like, it's hard to hear no, but the people that are successful in this business have just heard no a lot more times than you have. And I know, she was telling me how many people she'd invited to different things. And I invited 62 people to the event on Saturday. 62 people personally reached out, didn't send a spammy, like, rote thing. And I had 2 people there. 2 people. And I just loved that when we were sitting down for lunch, she's like, there's a saying in network marketing. It's like bigger the paycheck, bigger the beast or bigger the monster. Like there's growth is hard. It's always, always hard, but growth is worth it. It's always, always worth it. And she's like, I mean, when life happens and I get to step away and blend two families and figure out life moving to a new place, and I've lived there my entire life. So I've never lived anywhere else and I decide to uproot and go somewhere else. Like I get the freedom to do that. She's like, I could never, ever, ever have done that if she had been working the two jobs she was working before. So I know the things that stick out to me the most is just the genuine authenticity and conviction and posture. Posture is everything. If you believe with every fiber of your being that the person standing in front of you needs this, they will feel that and they will use it and they will join you. Like that is bottom line. Like people feel hearts. And so that's kind of what stuck out to me. I want Jess to share. Oh, one more thing about that. So another thing that stuck out to me was we were talking about different legs in her business that have grown and been uber, uber, uber successful without ever, ever, ever using a PowerPoint presentation or doing an in-home meeting or this, that, or the other thing. Now, the systems that she is doing are the same. Like we are all, like she is successful because she teaches her team to invite, to use a tool and to connect them to the team. She's the queen of it. But she goes, if somebody told this leg that they had to, like, you know, the person with the highest paycheck is the person in the front of the room. Jess had a good thought on that today. Share that. Like, do you remember? Yes.
Yeah, what was the wording? You know, it's not necessarily that you have to be in the front of the room, but you do have to be the front of your team. You have to become the leader of your team. And the leader is typically at the front, whether that's the front of the room or the front of the line. But you're going to have to assume that role of a leader, and in your mind, you're going to have to be able to define what is leadership, what is a leader, what would I want from my leader, and what do I want to be able to give to my leaders as they're growing in their leadership skills too, because it's not like you necessarily have you're less of a leader when you start than as you've been here for longer, right? Like you already have some skill sets, but when it comes to this industry, that saying goes with part of the fact being that even though Kristen may have found a way that works for her to not be in the front of the room delivering, you know, the presentation, if you will, that typically is the leader. They have overcome enough rejection. They have developed themselves more than when they came in. Wherever you start, you're going to get better. And that's life in every business, you guys. It doesn't matter what business role you are. If you're a leader in your business, you're going to have to get better. And you're going to have to get better and better and better, and have to be something you're consciously choosing. So yeah, the leader, it's not necessarily that you have to be in the front of the room, but you've got to be in front of your team. You've got to be the leader, and that becoming that is so differently than just saying, get in front of the room. Because if you're terrified to get in front of the room, it's because you really haven't developed that leader in you that is ready for that step, right? But you could still be in front of a room, as in one-on-one, right? You're in front of somebody. The leader is in the front.
Yeah. Well, and I know for Kristen, she has no problem standing up in front of people and talking to a group of people. And that's a skill, right? That's a skill that we all need to work on and develop. But what I love, so she's like, okay, so this entire, like, they're like, I will not watch a presentation and I will never use a presentation. It's an EC1 leg in her business. They've never watched a presentation or done a presentation, but they're still sharing all the same details. And I know, like Lori Kopp and I have talked before. She goes, I have such great success when I, go out for coffee with somebody and have a one-on-one conversation. if you find that building one-on-one with people is your jam, do it and do it a lot. If you find that mass inviting and getting a bunch of people into a room for an event is your jam and it's successful, do it and do it a lot. Like, I think one of my biggest takeaways from her is we are doing the same systems, but we're not all the same people. And it's okay if you want to build on social media or if you want to build in person, if you want to build in your local community, or if you want to build all over the world. These are all okay. Like, and that's completely, so what do they share? Okay, so when she does a lot of like meetups, like they meet at like a lounge or like a party room at a place. And like, I'm like, okay, so do you have products there? She goes, oh yeah, we have products there. But she's like, I want to hear about the people that walked in that room. Because if I know who they are, then I know how to help them. And so it's very much, she's like, we sit around and we talk. And I know for me, I always thought like, oh my goodness, building personal relationships with a bunch of people, that's going to slow my business down dramatically. Like, anyone else have that thought? Like, if I need to build relationships with people, that's going to slow my business down. It speeds your business up so much. Because if you're intentionally focusing on the person in front of you, you know them and you know exactly how you can help them. And the question mark of like, when do I pivot or when do I bring this up? It leaves because you know so much about them. And so she keeps interacting. Like, tell me about that. Tell me more about that. Like, does anybody else ever struggle with this? Like, just so interactive. And it could be a group of 3 women, or it could be a group of 30, but they're sitting down and they're like, this product is awesome and amazing. So there's a lot more like just sitting down and having a conversation with the person in front of you. And like, this is what I think that they can do. It's a lot of, yes, after the presentation, people come and ask specific questions. And then she's like, I think you need the Tri-Synergizer. Like, I think you need this with what you've told me about yourself, like what I've learned about you. She didn't know a single person in that room except for Grant and Amy and me before she walked in there. And she knew everyone personally and their own personal struggles by the time she walked out. And that is a leader. Yes, she knew Jen too. That's a leader. That's somebody who cares about the person in front of them and is able to make friends and know somebody very quickly. So I think it's a skill we can all work on. So just pivoting again, lots of pivoting this weekend. Here we go. Lots of pivoting. So you can share your heart with, I know that you've just been like, okay, I can't wait to talk to this team. Like this, I'm just so excited to talk to them again. But today we were talking at Adventureland, like just the excitement and what you believe is coming down the pipe. You don't have to share any details about any products or any lines or anything, but like the things you know, what this can do for people's business.
So, so I think that also comes with, I think part of Kristen's belief there too, it has built upon her development too, but it's, you'll hear people tell you have to have belief in your products, you have to have belief in your company, and you have to believe in yourself, right? You have to have all 3 of those things. And I just want to build your belief maybe a little bit more on the science behind our products and how what they put out, they spend so much time prepping for, and the research but that is behind them is really phenomenal. So Dr. Lisa, Dr. Christina, the stuff that that has been in the works for a long time, it's like a 10-year plan for what's rolling out. So it's not like when you get it, it seems like, oh, this is new. Well, it's not new to them. They've been researching what they've developed for quite some time before it gets to you. So, I think obviously you have, we had the sale the end of June, and Jillian was talking about all the people that were rank advancing and the excitement that's coming there with just what a sale can do, right? We have the event in July, and I definitely think that you want to get on to that event to kind of get you rolling, get your feet moving now, you guys. That's what I'm going to tell you, is if you are not sharing right now, you're going to be so sad you weren't before, because this could set you up for potentially several rank advancements happening right in a row. And I'm not like just trying to blow smoke for you guys either, because that when you hear people talking about momentum and trying to get this company into momentum, and we had before Rise, we had, oh gosh, what was it? Evolve. We evolved, and then we were doing Rise, and all of these things, that these shifts and these major things that have happened in the company have been leading to massive amounts of, we get paid more than we've ever gotten paid to do what we do, which is so incredible. And these smaller rank advancements that come along are made to get you to keep going on and on and on. But this is so critical right now. I'm telling you, what is coming, you could build a business just with Protandem. We've proven that, right? And then our collagen came out, and I firmly believe you could build a business just with collagen. But because we have that collagen, we can come back to our, that is an activator. We can go back and we can tell that activation story again with our NRF2, right? But our collagen is so different than anything on the market because it has that activation story. So I just want you to get super excited. What's coming? We have done, they have done some in vitro studies already that are pretty mind-blowing, and we are in the process of human clinical studies, and if they match, you guys are going to have some fire coming from your teams, because what's coming could build an entirely different business with entirely different customers. You could not even tell your current people about it, and it would be that significant. So I can't tell you anything about it. I really can't. We sign an NDA, and I am really, really firm in that, but I'm just telling you, this is going to be good. It's when Christina and her team formulate something, it's good. I wasn't excited about collagen when it came out. I was like, ugh, collagen, another Me Too product that everybody has. And then we found out it was a collagen activator. And would you guys not agree that collagen has maybe, like, raise your hand if you think the collagen has like been better than what you thought it was going to be, right? I mean, better than you thought it was going to be, because this is going to be one of those that, like, you're gonna think the same thing. And I mean, maybe even bigger. And I can say that knowing how much I love that collagen, and knowing how much that NRF2 has changed the lives of so many people, because it's still, I never miss a day, at least one. Right now I'm taking 3 NRF2 a day. So anyway, there's goodness coming for you, and the time to get your butt in action is now, because you're going to need that momentum, those habits, the daily habits of doing your ITT. You're going to need to get yourself into a daily method of operation. Whatever you are telling yourself, I know what I need to do, but I'm not doing it. That list. What is your list of, I know I need to do this, but I'm not doing it? Make yourself a smaller list of those things that are actually tangible, and give yourself a DMO. Find yourself a partner that can keep you accountable, because I am telling you, if you are doing some work now, when October comes, whew, I mean, hold on to your hats, because I really, really feel we're going to be changing a lot of lives again with this new product launch. And just prepare yourselves. Everything you're going to have questions about, we already had questions about. That it's going to be good. It's going to be so good. And so many people need it. that's the other thing. We are the activation company and we create products that people need. And I will be forever grateful for the fact that our company spends so much time doing that. And our 10-year forecast for what's coming, that's not the only thing really stinking amazing that's coming in the future, but it's the nearest thing that's coming in the future. So when I say you could build a business with just it, I mean, if it was the first time you heard about it, you're going to be blown away. It's that cool. So
I love it. Oh my goodness, you guys, I get chills because, like I said, I've been doing this for 6.5 years and it feels like a whole new company is launching. Like that's like, this is go time. Like this is time for, if you do nothing else between now and October, build a ton of relationships so that when October comes, like you are ready. So it is 7:31. We are going to hop over to the beginning of the month call. Super, super important things are being shared over there. So make sure you hop onto that call. And thank you so much. I'm so excited that you got on here. But I hope you guys were encouraged. Love you all.
They must have switched it.